Hello and welcome. In today's video, I'll be showing you how you can set a fluid simulation, the most important settings you need to know about. Without talking further, let's get started. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to press Shift A, go here to Mesh and add an icosphere. And you're going to move it up somewhere like this. Now I'm going to be adding a place model placeholder here to act as, for example, the object that's going to be affected by the simulation. So we could just search up, for example, cosmetic and just add anything really. It doesn't really matter. See, let's add this one. Now, as you see, when you're doing product visualization, you're going to realize that your model is going to be extremely small and it's going to be to scale, but the icosphere is very big. Now, here's the thing. I messed around many times with the fluid simulation, and unfortunately, the best way to actually get good results is by scaling everything up. Even though it's not to scale, this is the best way you can get the results with the fluid simulation, as when you try to scale it down, I have failed to make it work and many people had the same problems. So with the icosphere selected, go here to Object and go here to Quick Effects and Quick Liquid. Now, if you open the timeline here and play, you realize this happens. Let's go to solid view. Now, there are many things we can improve on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale the icosphere down a bit. So select the icosphere and scale it down somewhere like this. So what I want to do is I want to select the icosphere, go to edit mode and scale it in edit mode. Now let's play again. And this looks good. Now with the liquid domain selected, here are the most important settings that you need to be aware of. So the resolution is, well, the resolution of the simulation. So as you see, it looks kind of decent, but it's not very good. If we change this to 50, you're gonna realize this happens. So you need to go to the first of the timeline. It's gonna be higher resolution, but it's also gonna take longer to simulate. So, but once you play again, you're gonna find it smooth. So you could also disable the border collisions here. But in order to actually get a good result, what you need to do is you need to go to the cosmetic bottle and go here and add the fluids and make this to be the effector. Do the same thing here, fluid and effector. And the liquid domain itself, I'm gonna scale it a bit more and move it down like this. Now let's play and see what happens. So you see, it did hit the model, but it's not giving us, like, it's going inside and all that. And the way you would fix this typically is by increasing the resolution. Now, if you go absurd with the resolution, make it, I'm gonna go a bit light and make it 100. 100 is not that much, but you're gonna see it's gonna take a very long time to simulate. And this is fully dependent on how powerful your PC is. Whereas you see, it gave us a better result. So this is gonna fully depend on how good your resolution is. So you can make this 200 and leave it play. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna show you something else you can do, which is I'm gonna push the model to be somewhere here. And I'm gonna go to the fluid, liquid domain and make the resolution to be 30, just so we can quickly preview this. So something really cool you can do is with the icosphere selected, you could do an initial velocity. And this is gonna give it, well, an initial velocity. So this is gonna be the negative y-axis. So if I go here and make this -2, you see, this is what happens. So I can make this, for example, -10. And you see, it hits the model. I could make it -15 just so it's a bit more of what I'm looking for. So you see, it's going very fast. So how do you make it go slower? It's here in the time scale. If you make the time scale to be 0.2, you see, it's gonna make it slower. So in my opinion, we should make it 0.3, something like this. It's very good. Now, the problem is, again, there's a lot of clipping going on, and the reason the clipping is going on is because of the lack of resolution. So the way you fix this again is by increasing the resolution. Blender is probably gonna crash on me, so I've recovered every setting. So if we go back here to solid view, you see this is how it is. I'm gonna scale this down even more, and I'm gonna add the effector, which I haven't done already. Blender crashed. Fluid and effector. See, this is the type of result that we get. Now let's actually save this, go to the downloads, whatever. And in order to get a better result, what you could do is, again, go to the liquid domain and increase this resolution and make it something like 50. Now let's play this. And you see we've already got a better result. Now in terms of materials, there is already a material assigned to it. So if you go to rendered view, you can see it's gonna look something like this. And of course it's gonna look way better in rendered view. We're currently on EV, so we can change this to cycles. And you see, this looks like water. So let's play it again. Let's give it some denoise so I can actually see what's going on. So let's denoise this. You see, the water actually looks very, very good. Again, liquid domain, go to the settings and you could increase the resolution and make it something like 110. Go to the first frame and play it. You could also add subdivision, which I have done here. Now you could make the render to be 3, and that's it. So I'm gonna remove this, see how this looks again in rendered view. Looks somewhere like this. Now let's go about actually rendering this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a very simple setup. So I'm gonna go and add a plane, extrude this up, bevel this, something like this, shade the smooth, add a camera, lock it, move this down a bit, and for the lighting, what I can do is I could disable these two, go here to the scene, make this white, slightly white. I want to have my own control, and add an area light, increase the power, do something like this, solid view, duplicate this, move it like this, rotate it by 180, move it to the back, scale it up, increase the power, make this 250. That will do. So for the render settings, by the way, I'll be changing the bottle for the thumbnail. So I'm gonna go here and make the noise threshold to be 0.2, max samples to be 200, or yeah, 200. And that's it. Press render and render image. Now, by the way, this of course is gonna work in an animation. So if you play the timeline, the animation for the fluid simulation will actually continue. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Besides this, see you inside of the next video.